We're just waiting for the Blue Jays to take the field, Ben. That's it. Our 107 start looks like it's, well, not sure if we're going to get 107 today. We might get 108 or 109.
I'm going 109.
Brings us to our Nissan upgrade. Speaking of the Jays, upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. They've won 5 straight. They've scored 31 runs during that time, and they're averaging more than 2 home runs per game during that stretch. And their bullpen, well, Ken Giles has back-to-back saves. He's 6 for 6 in saves with the Blue Jays. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, Cesar does lead it off at second base, and then Rhys Hoskins. Carlos Santana hits third. And Wilson Ramos is back in the lineup for the Phils after having yesterday off. See his numbers at Rogers Center. And they'll face right-hander Marco Estrada, the 35-year-old. Who was in the last year of his contract. In fact, he signed a 1-year extension with the Jays worth an estimated $13 million. 7-9 with an ERA of 4.88. And not a strikeout guy, Ben, more of a contact guy. The splits are kind of different. Right-handers hitting much better than lefties against him. That's because of that changeup. Yeah,
those reverse splits. They try to get as many righties in the lineup as they could. He'll sit at about 88, 89 with that fastball. The changeup is really good. And the curveball and the cutter. Month of August, numbers-wise, win-loss has been good, but the ERA is up there.
I think that's an indication that the Jays are scoring some more runs. They've got an interesting lineup today, which includes Russell Martin playing third base, which he's been doing a lot more of recently. There's Martin. We saw him at shortstop earlier this year in Philadelphia. All right, so the final interleague game of the year. The Phillies with 11 interleague wins, 1 more would establish a franchise record. I think everybody anticipated that they were going to get it yesterday. Cesar leads it off, 261 hitter. On base percentage has pretty much been 100 points higher than his regular average all year. And the first pitch of the day is in there. We're underway, and the count is 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. I think that's the fastball at 85 miles an hour.
It is.
Just a bit high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It'll be Cesar, Rhys Hoskins, and Carlos Santana for the Phils. And a changeup waved at. So the difference of 10 miles an hour between fastball and changeup. 1 out here in the first. Pitch uses this season. Four-seam fastball at 50%, changeup 37%. There have been games, though, where that changeup percentage has been higher. That'll bring Rhys to the plate. Rhys on this road trip is 3 for 22 with 3 RBIs. And those 3 RBIs came in yesterday's ball game. He had a sac fly and a 2-run single. So they play him to pull all the way around. In the air to left field. Going back on it is McKinney toward the fence, and it is gone. A solo home run for Rhys as he gets the Phillies on the board here in the first inning. That's his 26th home run of the year.
You love to see the hitters get themselves into good counts, get a good pitch to drive, and Rhys knocked it right out of here, Tom. Just a fastball. I mean, that you could not ask for a better pitch to hit. good swing there by the big fella.
Somewhere Matt Stairs is smiling at you for saying the word out like him.
You not get out of here. When in Rome, Tom.
Oh, man.
Good swing.
Got to get you home. No balls in 1 strike. Here's the 0-1 to Santana. Change up. One ball and 1 strike to Santana. Santana, 18 homers, 71 runs batted in. That one is drilled deep to right field, and it is gone. Santana goes back-to-back with Hoskins, and the Phils take a 2-0 lead.
How about it? It's been a while for Los. That was a good swing. That was a quick bat there. Exit velo 106.7. Another changeup. 3 in a row he threw him. This went back to the well one too many times.
And now Wilson Ramos, he takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Good swing, eh?
It was a very good swing. There's a liner foul. It's 0-2.
There you see the circle change grip. Barreled.
No, that's his 3rd home run here in the month of August. It's his first RBI since Game 2 against the Nationals. August has been a little bit of a struggle for Santana. RBI wise, he only had 8 coming into this ball game in 21 games. So 2-2 to Wilson Ramos. Ramos 297 in the American League, 400 as a Phil, and he fouls that right past Nick Williams. Ramos lines it to center field, and that's going to drop for a hit as Pilar takes it on a hop. So 3 straight hits for the Phils. And for Ramos, that's his 9th hit in a Phils uniform. Statcast AI powered by AWS. This is what got the Phils scoring started here in the first.
Exit velo 101.3, launch angle 39 degrees, projected distance 368.
And now Nick Williams. Williams hitting .261 with 17 home runs. And he hits it foul, and it's 0-1. Nick is 2 for 12 on this road trip. Those 2 home runs that Estrada's allowed today now gives him 23 allowed on the season.
Keep that line moving here.
Change up, and it's 2-1.
He seems to be fighting himself out there, does Estrada.
That's out toward right center field. Pilar's not going to get it. It's going to take a hop over the wall. A ground rule double. Now that puts runners on second and third with 1 out. Tenth double of the year for Williams.
He's not missing a whole lot of barrels right now.
No, he's not.
I mean, it's either belt high or way in front of the plate. It's like he's struggling with its release point. I mean, that is belt high. Pretty swing, isn't it, T-Mac?
It is. Got it out front. So Williams is at second, Ramos is at third. Phil's with 4 straight hits. And here's his Asdrubal Cabrera. Blue Jays will play the infield back except for the corners. And they start Cabrera off with a changeup. It's 0-1. Cabrera at 264 overall. His numbers between the Mets and the Phillies. He's 2 for 9 lifetime against Estrada. Both of those hits are home runs. Ground ball, foul. He's going to keep on throwing that changeup. I mean, it is his bread and butter pitch. Swing and a miss. He has 2 strikeouts in the inning.
He's got to find a way to put a ball in play there. I know it's easier said than done, but they're giving you a run.
Yeah, even with Ramos at third base, if you get the ball to the middle of the diamond, he's going to score. Phillies are now 6 for 26 with runners in scoring position in this series. They were 5 for 17 yesterday. Had many more opportunities than they cashed in on, which at the time you thought, it's okay. They had a 5-0 lead. Well, it wasn't okay at the end. Franco takes outside. He says that wasn't a strike. Oh, 0-1 the Franco. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, you know it's coming. But it really is a good changeup when it's not left out over the plate.
It never seems to get there.
Yeah, whatever Pete Walker said seems to have adjusted Marco Estrada. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Franco. 2-2. Kind of like the first pitch. Get the dirt ball 4, so that loads the bases up for Odubel Herrera. That's the first walk issued by Estrada. Well, I think this is a big test for Odubel. If he's starting to come out of this or not, you know, this changeup is a big test for him. I mean, it's 29 pitches for Estrada here in the first inning. I don't know if that burdens him as much as it does other guys, but it's still 29. And we'll see if Odubel can see this out of the hand properly. Got some stirring going on, Ben. Justin Schaefer warming up in the pen. Odubel's hit in 3 straight games, and it's 2-0.
This would be huge. Get a knock here. A couple more runs. Help with Odubel's confidence as well.
I think help with the team's confidence.
Yeah.
It's not up. You don't want that to be up all day.
Dugout was getting on the home plate umpire, Chad Whitson. They thought that pitch was high. Swing and a miss to the change up, 2-2. That's the thought, Ben. You know, can he see it cleanly out of his hand? I can't imagine he's going to get another fastball here.
That's why you got to go after that 2-0 pitch. Looks like he got his timing thrown off of that lead kick.
Two and two. And a line drive out to right field, and that's going to hang up there for Grichuk. And the inning is over. The Phillies settle for 2. They leave 3. They get 4 hits. Back-to-back home runs by Rhys Hoskins and Carlos Santana. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Phillies 2 and the Blue Jays coming up. Home runs. They had a couple opportunities to get some more runs in. They couldn't. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Billy McKinney leads it off in left field. Lourdes Gurriel has moved from shortstop to second base. Kendrys Morales is playing again, unfortunately for the Phillies, but he's playing first base today. And he'll hit third, and they'll face right-hander Vince Velasquez, the 26-year-old, who is trying to get back to the 500 mark. His last 3 outings have not been great, but overall in his last 10 outings, his ERA is under 3. So I guess that's what it tells you, Ben, is that the first 7 in that stretch were really good. The last 3 not so good.
Yeah, they were really good. He'll sit about 94 with that good hard-riding fastball, change curve slider. See numbers since the break, 3-1 with a 3.03. Got a couple runs to work with here. Just keep the Blue Jays off balance today.
All right, so McKinney leads it off. He's had a nice series. He's got a couple home runs. Had a fastball, and it's 0-1. That point in yesterday's ball game where McKinney was up and Gabe decided not to go with Luis Avilan. He said after the game, he said, I like the matchup of Pivetta against McKinney better than I like the matchup of Avilan against Grichuk, who the Blue Jays did say after the game that they would have used as a pinch hitter in that spot. And again, I guess that's what you favor. I mean, Gabe's theory was I don't want the lefty on the righty, and managers do that. They roll the dice on certain matchups. It just didn't pay off for the Phils. Slider low, 1-2. I mean, that was an important at bat in that game, but
Huge.
there were several others on the other side for the Phillies offensively where they didn't get any extra runs. Here's the 1-2 pitch to McKinney. And it's inside, 2-2. Fly ball, left center field. Odubel was playing that way. So is Reese, and Odubel makes the call and the catch. Here's Gurriel. Gurriel had his hit streak come to a close yesterday. At a fastball, and it's 0-1. He's 1 for 7 in the series. Tapper foul, and it's 1-2.
Good all speed pitch there by Vince. Has Gurriel way out in front. A little higher. Need to get that one up just a bit higher.
Inside, 2-2.
I like that pitch, and I like what Nick Pivetta started to do later on in the ball game to some of these righties. He blew up Gurriel's bat big time yesterday. He was able to get in there on Pilar as well. I think you can get to some of these righties on the inside part of the plate.
Is that a changeup? Could have been a slider.
I think it was just a curveball that backed up.
Oh, really? 3 balls and 2 strikes to Gurriel. And he fouls that one just to outright and below. For the year, 55% four-seam fastballs. There's ball 4. Fastball runs in. And now you bring the most dangerous hitter for the Blue Jays to the plate with a runner on. Yesterday he homered in his 6th consecutive game.
Curveball here off Pivetta. A man that's that hot is just not going to miss that pitch. He is on fire. It's your home run replay brought to you by Giant.
He's hit in 9 consecutive games. He has 7 home runs in those 6 games. He's tied the Blue Jays record for homers in consecutive games. And a pitch runs outside. That was the changeup. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's okay to slide step like he just did, but you still have to give your arm a chance to get back. He just flew open. He wanted to be so quick to home plate, his arm just dragged behind, and that's why he pushed it up and away.
.89 miles an hour. Another changeup. This is the second time that Ramos has caught Velasquez. Alfaro has caught him 17 times. Nat 7 times this year.
See how he was able to gather himself. I don't know why he wanted to be so quick on the first 2 pitches. I doubt Gurriel's going anywhere right now.
Got a good pitch to hit there, and he fouled it back. 3-2. Look at those numbers the last 6 games, those power numbers. Ben, have you ever slugged 1375?
No.
I bet you have.
I don't think so.
And a fastball and a called strike 3. 2 outs here in the first. PJ Wheelahans presents our pitch cast. He's going to show you that strikeout of Kendrys Morales.
I know what he's looking for.
Not that pitch. Kevin Pillar stands in, and Pillar lifts it in the air down the right field line. Foul territory, long run for everyone. And Nick isn't able to get there. No balls and 1 strike.
I don't know if he saw that off the bat.
No, I don't think he did. I think he didn't take a direct line to the ball. Took kind of a curl. Oh, and 2. Yesterday was the Blue Jays' 35th come-from-behind victory. Phillies have had a lot of come-from-behind victories, too. That's a lot for a team that only has 60 wins. No balls, 2 strikes. And a fastball at the knees, a strike 3 call. Well, that fastball somewhat deceptive for Morales and Pillar. We go to the second. Phillies leading it 2-0 over the Jays. The crowd, just to kind of give you an idea what's going on. On Tuesday at 7:05, it's Stitch and Pitch night. The Phillies Stitch and Pitch T-shirt given out to fans who get their tickets on the theme night page. Wednesday, it's the limited edition Phillies Hulk bobblehead. Go to phillies.com/theme nights to order your tickets. How did we find somebody doing that?
What are the odds?
Scott Kingery takes upstairs. It's 1-0. One ball and one strike to Kingery. Some other Phillies fans haven't seen that towel in a while. They got a couple of them. I always like that giveaway.
Yeah.
In the dirt, 2-1. Outside, it's 3-1 now to Kingery. It'll be Kingery, then Cesar and Rhys Hoskins. Phillies 11-8 in interleague games. A win today would give them a franchise record 12 wins. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
Scotty thought that was strike 3.
I was wondering what he was doing.
Walking off like.
I thought he was taking a Jorge Alfaro stroll.
Nice day for a stroll, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Fouled away. Speaking of taking a stroll, oh man, we should have done that.
We should have?
Yes, we should have. Are they bungee jumping off there?
No.
And that's outside, ball 4. Kingery draws a walk.
You would do that?
Walk up there?
Yes.
Yeah, I would do that. Why, you wouldn't?
I don't think I would do that.
Murph would do it. He'll do anything. Right, Murph?
I'm not sure I would do that, to be quite honest with you, although it does look kind of cool as you look up and watch them doing that. Let's talk a little bit about you got to like the way this one has started for the Phillies, obviously, because the struggle has been real for this team on the road. They have 33 games left to play. 15 of them will be on the road at this point, 28-38, 10 games under 500 when on the road. And, you know, and talking to a couple of the guys about it and asking them, you know, the big disparity. I mean, they're 41-21 back at Citizens Bank Park. That's 20 games over 500. And obviously you have some minor advantages when playing at home. But the bottom line is they're just not doing the little things consistently enough on the road to get those wins. They're not adding runs late in games. They're not, you know, not as crisp, it seems as though, on the road, certainly of late. So, you know, it's something they're going to have to turn around. 15 of 33 to play. 15 of those on the road, 18 at home. So if they're going to make any hay in the division, they're going to have to do better playing away from Citizens Bank Park.
Yeah, I think what Jake Arrieta said the other night, and I don't think he excluded himself in this comment, he said we got outplayed all the way around. They did pretty much every facet of the game better than us. This was after Friday's game. He says that's why we lost. And there's something to be said about that. Some of these games on the road, there's been some crazy ways the Phillies have lost.
Yes.
I mean, yesterday it was more about pitch execution, I think.
Yeah, without a doubt. If you think back to all the man, that was the toughest loss of the year. That was the toughest loss of the year. Don't they all seem to be on the road?
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You know, my thought is Kingery was going to go and then stopped, and it's ball 4. You know, people ask what is the toughest loss. I have about 10 of them.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I know you can't say that, you know, all 10 are the toughest in a season. But in some ways, there are games where the Phillies had leads, like comfortable leads like yesterday.
Yes. That
they've lost. As Russell Martin heads out to the mound.
I mean, theoretically, the Phillies could have won all 3 games in D.C.
Yes.
They could have. but it obviously didn't turn out that way. Just won the last one on Thursday. But, you know, it just seems like there's something that goes wrong, whether it be not timely hitting or not good starting pitching or the bullpen, blown save.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. On Wednesday, they're up 3-1, 4-1 against Washington. They wound up losing that one. They're up 4-1 going into the bottom of the 6th inning in game 1. I think what we showed you, though, the ERA for the bullpen has really been high during these last 8 games. Hoskins' first at bat. This gave the Phils a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, 2-0 pitch, just a middle fastball. And the big fella doesn't miss those. He's 26 homers now.
Yeah, the dirt blocked by Jansen. I don't think Estrada's much longer for this game the way it's going. I would think they're going to get Schaefer back up again.
Yep.
Three balls and no strikes.
This would be pitch number 50 with no outs here in the second.
(17) of his last 28 pitches have been out of the strike zone. Popped him up. Jansen off with the mask back toward the screen and out of room. Hey, if you need more Phillies in your life, check out NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. You can always catch the latest player updates, insider analysis, and all your favorite podcasts, like the Cruckcast and At the Yard. NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. It's all about your teams all the time. Three balls, one strike to Reese. To the right side, Gurriel, and the infield fly rule has been called.
And he got away with a couple right there, didn't he? 3-0 pitch and the 3-1.
Yeah, Reese's timing looked like it was just off a little bit on that one.
Maybe just trying to do a little too much.
Carlos homered his last time up. 19 home runs, 72 runs batted in. And here's the home run in the first inning.
3 consecutive changeups. Slamtana backs up what Reese did.
That's fouled away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Fly ball center field. And Pilar gets back under it. Kingery tags and heads to third, and he'll get there. It'll be first and third with 2 outs.
Good play there by Scotty. Close just hits the bottom of that, but good play by Kingery for the simple fact that Estrada's been bouncing. I mean, bouncing balls way in front of home plate. So if one gets to the right or left of Jansen or behind him, Scotty can score.
Missed by Ramos, 0-1. Oh, and 2. Out toward right field. And coming on is Grichuk, and he can't get it. And it bounces into the crowd. A run will score, and Cesar goes to third. It's a ground rule double for Wilson Ramos, and it's 3-0 Phillies. I can't believe he didn't catch that ball.
It's like he pulled up on it like there was a wall there or something. I'm with you, but the Phillies will take it. Not a good curveball here by Estrada, and almost looked like Wilson was just trying to, punch it foul just to live to see another pitch. You see him in the top right of your screen. He just I don't. Oh, it's in the air for an awful long time.
Yeah, it was. Well, Phillies get a break. Runners on second and third. Blue Jays also got a break too, because that ball went into the crowd. Because if it had kicked around a little bit, if it had taken maybe one more bounce, Cesar might have been able to score. So 3-0 Phillies. Nick Williams, who doubled his first time up, a ground rule double, is up here a second time. Outside, 1-1. After 34 pitches in the first, he's thrown 26 here in the second.
Now, we mentioned his average velocity at 88.8. He's well below that today. I mean, he's like 84 to 86. And that makes a difference between the changeup and his fastball. Not as great.
Two balls, two strikes, and Williams lifts it to left field. Playable for McKinney, and he'll put it away. Phillies settle for a run on the RBI double by Ramos. They leave two. All right, well, maybe I won't do that. That does look a little intimidating. Bottom of the second, 3-0 Phillies on top. Classic available in authentic 5950 flex fit and adult and youth adjustable styles, featuring the Little League Classic patch on the side. Pick one up at the Majestic Clubhouse store, open daily from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. So they're wearing them right now without the patch. They wore them on Sunday with that Little League patch. The team that represented Canada in the Little League World Series was here today. They got a nice round of applause. In fact, Kevin Pillar went out of his way to shake all their hands when he was coming in from his warm-ups. Bottom of the second inning, with the Phillies leading it 3-0. And Randall Grichuk takes down and away, 1 ball and no strikes. Ball's popped up over our heads. Lean over, Ben, see if you can get it. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Another one popped up. Ramos will give it a look, but it's back into the crowd. Ball and 2 strikes. Grichuk hitting just .228. 17 home runs, 44 runs batted in. He's hit .270 in his last month. Cardinals thought he would be a star, and it just didn't work out. Sometimes it doesn't. But they thought that he was going to be a big-time player.
You look at the raw tools. I mean, he's got them.
Sounded like it hit something.
I'm with you. Sounded like there were 2 pops.
3 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled back. Take a look at this. This is the pitch before the foul ball. You think it hit the knob of the bat?
I heard 2 different things.
I did too. There's no argument. And inside, ball 4. Second walk issued by Velasquez. Take a listen to that pitch that we're talking about. Yeah, there was something.
So it's off the knob of the bat. It's a strikeout.
Should be a strikeout, yes. But Ramos didn't say anything, and you would think he would have heard it also.
Another 3-2 breaking ball to walk a hitter up 3-0.
Russell Martin, the batter, and he takes a breaking ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, he's throwing back-to-back sliders to Martin, hitting 198. Well, he missed a spot that looked like a pretty good pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Perfect spot there. You could throw that pitch 10 times in a row and have weak contact 9 times. I guarantee it. Guarantee it.
Fourth full count for Velasquez in 2 innings. That's lifted in the air down the left field line. Kingery is over, and he says he has it. And one away. And Danny Jansen's coming up. Fly ball, shallow center field, and Odubel coming into the spot, puts it away. Well, that's a big out right there because it comes with 1 pitch, with a pitch count that was pretty hefty these first couple of innings. Today's game is also available in Spanish. Just use the SAP button on your television or change the language through the menu on your cable box. Teoscar Hernandez is now the hitter. It's a curveball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Vince's last outing, he went 4 innings, struck out 3 in 3 hits. That was the game against the Nationals where there was a 1 hour and 42-minute rain delay. I told him afterward, I said, you looked unbelievable coming out of that rain delay. I said you were aggressive. I said it was as if you had not a care in the world.
Hey, he just seemed a lot more calm when he came back out.
21 pitches. And probably if his spot, well, no, not probably, definitely if his spot hadn't come up in the order, he would have gone back out there for another inning. One ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Hernandez went fishing after a breaking ball. That's the 136th time this year Hernandez has struck out. We'll head to the 3rd. Phillies on top, 3-0. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer. On the subject line, the question is, who was the last Blue Jays player to have 2 extra base hits in a single inning? The last Blue Jay player, Ben, to have 2 extra base hits in a single inning. Answer will be revealed a little later on. As Drupal Cabrera lines one into right field, that's going to go to the corner. Grichuk will take it off the wall, and Drupal will pull into second base with a double. That is 5 extra base hits for the Phillies against Estrada. Uh-oh. You know, he's got that hamstring that seemed to bother him about a week or so ago.
Says it's back.
Looks like it's his back.
Well, they're all connected, low back into the hammy.
Franco sends it in the air to deep left field. McKinney's going back, and this one is long gone. A 2-run home run for Maikel Franco. And the Phillies lead it 5-0.
Who did I say was going to have a big game today, T-Mac?
You said Jorge Alfaro.
You liar. Out of way, Maikel. First pitch swinging. That's a good sign right there.
Well, 22 home runs now, 66 runs batted in for Franco.
Is he having some fun or what? You just can't throw those pitches there consistently to big league hitters. They will make you pay. And Mikey makes him pay.
Odubel takes a curveball. Franco now 3 home runs away from his career high, which was 25 in 2016. He's on pace to shatter that because he's played in less games this year. He sat a lot early on this season. His RBI high is 88. He's at 66 now. 2-0 pitch to Odubel. A fastball, and it's 2-1.
Justin Schaefer's going to have a complete game out in the bullpen.
Yeah, he's warming up again. At the knees, 3-2. Ball 4. Odubel walks. And here comes John Gibbons. That'll be it for Estrada. So he gave him a really long leash here today.
Sure did.
So the Blue Jays will go to their bullpen here in the top of the 3rd inning with the Phillies on top 5-0. So we've got a pitching change. We'll be back with a base runner on first and nobody out. Part of your Labor Day weekend. It starts on Friday, August 31st at 7:05. Saturday is also a 7:05 start. And then Sunday, 1:35. The backpack cooler, courtesy of Fonte's Plumbing, Heating, and Air. That's free to kids 14 and under. Cole Hamels is scheduled to pitch that day against the Phils. Go to Phillies.com to purchase your tickets. Phillies are on top here, 5-0. Yes, just like yesterday. Maikel Franco celebrating his 26th birthday today.
Hard to believe he's still only 26.
26. He had a 2-run home run in this inning. Well, if yesterday taught us anything, is that the Phillies need to keep on adding on. Off the hands. Little pop-up out towards shortstop. Diaz thought about letting it bounce since Scotty didn't run.
Would have been a smart play.
He would have been able to turn the double play.
Absolutely. He was not even a quarter way down the line.
So right there, he saw where he was, and he was going to. There's Cesar, and he takes a strike. Tapper, it remains 0-2. Phillies 5 runs on 7 hits. Yesterday they had the 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th inning. They were helped out last night because the Marlins wound up winning at home. Marlins are 21-19 in the last 40 home games.
Wow.
And their pitchers have allowed a batting average or have an ERA at home in their last 13 of 2.49. That's the current NL East standings. Phillies are now only 9 games over 500. They're already in the top of the 4th inning. Down in Miami in a scoreless ball game. Diaz this time is behind the bag and makes the catch. 2 outs as Justin Schaefer has come in. And the wild card, it's a logjam.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phillies are 2 out of the 2nd spot, 2.5 from St. Louis.
I still think we're in for a very, very exciting month of September.
There's no question. I mean, even with all the issues the Phillies have had, I mean, there is so much time left in this year and so many opportunities, whether it be the East or in the wild card. Schaefer delivers a little high. It's 2-0 to Reese. Reese is 1 for 2. Hmm. 3-0. think Reese was going to try to call time on that one. That'll put Philly runners on first and second.
Reese may have gotten away with a couple of that at bat. Couple close pitches.
Well, now Santana, who has a home run today, he's also flied to center. Just a bit low. That one's pulled sharply and backhanded by Gurriel. And Santana's retired. The Phillies settle for 2 runs in the inning. They leave a couple. The birthday boy, Maikel Franco. That's right, 26 today. He celebrates by hitting his 22nd home run. And the Phillies lead at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Turning point of yesterday's game.
Hanging slider here off Victor Arano, and Aledmys Diaz does not miss it. Bases clearing double. One of the biggest hits of his career. The Blues up 8-6 at the time. That was your Toyota turning point.
Well, he is leading off this inning as we go to the bottom of the third. Phillies up 5-0. And a fastball slides high, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Diaz 258, 16 home runs, 41 runs batted in. 3 for 6 with a couple doubles in the series. 1-1. There was a thought that he wasn't going to play today, but based on what he did these last 2 games, John Gibbons decided I got to get him in the lineup or keep him in the lineup. Playing shortstop today, which is his natural position. It's the position that's normally held in recent years by Troy Tulowitzki, who is out with double heel surgery. Tulowitzki met with the media earlier today and said that he still has soreness in both of those heels. He said some days are better than others, but he feels like he'll be ready for the start of 2019. And when asked, would you move to another position, he said, and this could change, he said, I'm a shortstop. As that ball is hit toward left center field, Odubel's going to get to the spot. He said, I'm a shortstop unless they can find somebody better than me, and if they do, then I'll go home. which I don't really buy, but I mean, maybe he will. He's accomplished a lot. He's made a lot of money. There's a liner down the right field line by McKinney as Williams plays it nicely off the wall. His throw to second, not in time. Yeah, that's the first hit of the day for the Blue Jays. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
They are strong words from Tulo. I mean, he's made over $125 million. They owe him $20 million next year, $14 million in 2020.
And then an option in 21.
And an option in 21.
Yeah, I'm sure if he doesn't play here, he'll find another place to play. Or be the DH in some way. Here's Gurriel, and he takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. Two.
We're here in the bottom of the third. Vince has had an awful lot of time sitting on the bench in between innings. These have been some long half innings the Phillies have had at bat.
Fly ball right field. And Williams gets back to the spot. McKinney tags. And Nick's going to just let it fly. On one hop, and McKinney safe at third.
Put something behind that, didn't he?
He sure did.
There's no way he's going to get him, but why not? Show it off a little bit.
Two away from Morales. Velasquez at 50 pitches. Gabe said today that everybody's available in the bullpen today. He said there's really nobody that he wants to stay away from. He did say that he's going to lean on Tommy Hunter later in the game for more than one inning if he has to. One ball and no strikes to Morales. In the air to right field. Man, oh man, is he hot. That ball is crushed. He's homered in 7 consecutive games. That's a new Blue Jays franchise record. And he puts the Jays on the board. It's now a 5-2 ball game.
Had that for a quick bat.
He has 8 homers in the last 7 games.
That ball must look like a beach ball right now. They try and get it in there. 94.6 was the velocity. He's found the groove, that's for sure.
There's Kevin Pillar, who checks his swing on the first pitch. He wences Jerry Davis. And it's 0-1. The record for homers in consecutive games, as you see, Kevin Mensch had 7 straight in 2006. Delaware product.
Huge Eagles fan. Menches.
Is he?
Huge.
Well, the record for home runs in consecutive games, these three guys are not huge Eagle fans. It's Ken Griffey Jr., Dale Long, and Don Mattingly. And that's 8. So he's only 1 away.
He's so hot right now, though. If it's a close ball game, how many pitches is he going to get to see? I mean, he is locked in.
That one's down the left field line. That's a long run for everybody in foul territory. And it'll drop. Out towards center field. Odubel on the run, and he gets to it. That is a nice running play by Odubel Herrera. The Blue Jays do score 2 runs as Kendrys Morales has homered for the 7th consecutive game. We head to the 4th. It's the Phillies 5, the Blue Jays 2. Placeable assets from fire and other hazards. Don't strike out. WB Mason brings you the Fire King Patriot Insulated 4-drawer fire file to protect your most important files. Head to WBMason.com today to make the safest call for your office. Who but WB Mason? Kendrys Morales has homered in 7 straight. Wilson Ramos leads it off. He's 2 for 2 facing Justin Schaefer. Got a first pitch over. It's 0-1. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss. One out. That's the first strikeout for Schaefer. And Nick Williams will be the hitter. Williams 1 for 2. He doubled his first time up to right center field. Flied out to left his last time. At a little low, and it's 1-0. Off speed pitch. Justin Schaefer was a two-sport athlete coming out of high school, and he was leaning toward playing quarterback at some major Division I schools, but decided instead to go to Florida, University of Florida, to play baseball, where he was an outfielder and a pitcher. And he was drafted by the Blue Jays. He had hoped to get a chance to hit, but they said, no, you're just going to pitch. One and two to Williams. 2-2. Pulled to the right side and right at Gurriel. 2 outs here in the 4th inning. Have you been meaning to check out these Phillies podcasts but just haven't yet? Well, now is the time. And remember, if you don't have an app you like to listen on, you can always check them out on NBCSportsPhiladelphia.com. I didn't know that Jimmy had a logo for the At the Yard one.
Yeah, he's big time.
Yeah, he is. As Drupal Cabrera takes outside, it's 1-0. Two and 0. Slowly to the right side, and Morales will take a nice easy hop, and the Phillies go down in order for the first time today. Well, there's the great Jim Salisbury, not only supporting those who support him, but also supporting In-N-Out Burger. Man, your local Chevrolet dealers. And by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast, free delivery? Nobody does it better. After the ball game, Ben will go down and he'll sweep up the dugout, clean it up, make it look like it was when you got here. Stuff on the ground there, Ben.
There's no trash cans in there. I always wanted to throw my gum away the other day, and there was no trash cans.
Really? 0-1 to Randall Grichuk. Oh, 2. Ben, there's a trash can.
Yeah, well, that's not in the dugout.
There's Murph. Thanks for pointing to the trash can, Murph. Swing and a miss. And Grichuk is down on strikes. That is the 4th strikeout for Velasquez. Speaking of Murph, not necessarily trash cans, but Murph.
Right in front of the trash can.
Right in front of the trash can.
Yeah, I am. That's a good spot for me. When you're talking about this team, it's been an up and down season for the Toronto Blue Jays. They've been playing well of late, obviously, and certainly playing well during this series. But most fans are really kind of looking towards the future, and there is certainly reason to be optimistic here in Toronto because they have one of the best farm systems in baseball. In fact, rated 5th by MLB Pipeline. Some of the young players that will be coming up, including, if you follow baseball at all, you know that Vladimir Guerrero Jr., #1 prospect in all of baseball, is in their system, and he is very close to being a part of the big league team. He'll probably be up by midseason next year, I think, at the latest. Bo Bichette, also Dante Bichette's son, is the 9th rated prospect in all of baseball. Danny Jansen, who you're getting a chance to see in this series, on that list as well. So they have 5 guys in the top 100. And when you circle back and you think about Vladimir Guerrero Jr., what about what he's doing is so special this year? How about in AAA this year? 22 games in AAA, he's batting .372. In AA, he had 61 games this year, batted .402. And in total this year, .394 right now in the minor leagues. He's got an outside chance of batting .400 for a minor league season. So he is a special player. And like I said, they do expect to see him in a Blue Jays uniform pretty soon.
Yeah, the same thing that has happened to a lot of prospects will probably happen to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is that they'll wait 16 days into the 2019 season and bring him up. And that will give them another year of free agency before Vladimir Guerrero can declare free agency. There's a strike, and it's 0-1. From everybody that has seen all those kids down in the minor league level, and they say they are legit. The one that slipped a little bit is Alfred, who has been up here before. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jansen. A high pop-up on the left side of the diamond. Kingery doesn't see it, but that's okay. Franco does. Franco looked at Kingery at one point and then settled under it. We played 4. We go to the 5th. It's 5-2 Phils. During the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. To find out more, visit nemours.org/radiothon. Well, a nice bottom of the fourth inning for Velasquez, and now as we go to the fifth, the Phils lead at 5-2. Justin Schaefer, who pitched a 1-2-3 fourth inning, got the last 3 outs of the third, and now begins this fifth inning. And Franco swings at the first pitch. Russell Martin behind the third base bag. They say that Martin is ecstatic about getting a chance to play third base and a little shortstop. You know, he played shortstop when he was younger. We saw him play shortstop against the Phillies earlier this year.
At our ballpark.
Yeah. He handled everything hit to him. Not a lot of range. Third might be a better spot for him. Odubel takes outside, 1-0.
Well, it's definitely a lot of less wear and tear.
Odubel shows bunt and takes a strike, 1-1. Popped out foul. It's 2-2. That one's in the air to right center field. Grichuk on the run. So is Pilar. And Pilar will reel it in for the second out. He covers a lot of ground. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price. For $59.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game. Plus, get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV to take advantage of this special offer. Outside, 2-1. Inside, 3-1 to Kingery. Kingery batting ninth today. Again, if you just join us, Roman Quinn is not going to play today because he tweaked, and it's a very mild tweak. His hamstring yesterday, diving for a ball. Gabe has told us all along that if he has any feeling of an injury, he wants Roman to make sure he says something to somebody as Morales will corral that one. And it's back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Justin Schaefer. He's retired 7 straight. We'll move to the bottom of the 5th. Phillies 5, Blue Jays 2. Citizens Bank, the official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. Well, yesterday, Lehigh Valley defeated Scranton 2-1 on a base hit by J.P. Crawford that won the game, and they clinched the International League's North Division for the first time. They've been in the postseason before. It's the first time, though, that they've won the division. There's Cole Urban's tweet of the celebration in the clubhouse at Lehigh Valley. Congratulations to those guys. They were wearing their Eagles jerseys in yesterday's game, honoring the Eagles. As Velasquez goes to work here in the 5th, and a first pitch to Hernandez is a strike. A 1 pitch, fastball, and it's popped up foul over the first base dugout. With 2 to Hernandez. Swing and a miss. 95 on that fastball. 5 strikeouts for Vince. And one away here in the 5th inning. Wait, he's got 95, and you know when you see him nibble a little bit.
Seemed to have that good run. And Gabe was talking about that the other day. When Vince is throwing that fastball, that 4-seamer at the top of the zone, you'll see a slight cut at the very end. That's what gives it that. Talk about the spin rate. It's able to carry it through the zone.
The base hit to left for Diaz. A 1-out single. And that'll bring McKinney up. Kitty is 1 for 2. He has flied out to center. He doubled and scored on the Morales home run. At a breaking ball, 0-1. Just a bit outside and low, 1-1. Braves and the Marlins have gone to the 6th inning. That game is still scoreless. So are the Mets and the Nationals. That game's also in the 6th inning. Diaz not necessarily a threat to run. Phillies will toss over just to keep him close.
Nice play there by Wilson. Keep that double play in order.
Outside ball 4. That is the third walk issued by Velasquez. Hey, the Phillies' future is certainly looking bright, and now is the perfect time to reserve your seats for the 2019 season. Be the first in line to secure a 2019 season ticket plan. Call 215-463-5000 or go to Phillies.com/ST deposit. You also get access to the postseason for this year. Gurriel fouls it back 0-1. Fouled away again, 0-2. Freddie just yelled at a boy. Chris Young taking a peek at his charts.
That staff does not like to sit down, do they?
No.
They really don't.
Luis Garcia starts to warm in the pen. Check swing. Did he go?
He did.
It looked like he had gone. Take a look. Oh, yeah, he went.
Yeah, he went.
Oh, man. It looked like he did from up here. Sometimes I think when the home plate umpire is delayed in asking for help, they never say he went.
I agree.
2-2. They got a challenge with Morales on deck. Inside, 3-2.
Two-seamer there?
I think it was. I don't think it was a changeup. I have to admit that his changeup and his two-seamer have been very close as far as the velocity goes. It's the 5th full count of the day. So the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Threw him a breaking ball. That's the 6th strikeout for Velasquez.
It's a gutsy pitch, knowing if you walk him, you have bases loaded with Morales up.
Well, speaking of Morales, it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And Morales in his last at bat.
Got a 1-0 fastball in, and Monina does not miss it.
Kranitz going to head out to the mound to chat with Vince as Morales steps to the plate. I guess the thought is that you don't want to load the bases, but you also don't want to give Morales any kind of a cookie here. He is their hottest hitter, as you mentioned. After the first 2 innings, Velasquez 15 pitches, 10 pitches, and then 15 here. And he fouls it back. It's 0-1. Update from Miami. The Braves, thanks to a Tyler Flowers RBI single, have taken a 1-0 lead over the Marlins. Braves offense been quiet all weekend down in Miami. The 1 grounded to the right side, and Kingery is up with it. 6-3 on the putout, and Velasquez gets out of the 5th inning here in Toronto. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left. We'll go to the 6th. Phillies 5, Blue Jays 2. Philly of the week just continues to make his case for the National League Cy Young Award. Aaron has conquered lineup after lineup this season on his way to a 15-3 record. He took the mound Thursday and outpitched Max Scherzer for 8 dominant shutout innings, earning a much-needed win for the Phils. Nola lowered his ERA to 2.13, the lowest for Philly through his first 26 starts of a season since Chris Short's 1.92 ERA in 1964. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Phillies get a chance to see Aaron Nola again on Tuesday at Citizens Bank Park, and scheduled right now to face Max Scherzer. Here's Tim Meza, who's on for a second time in this series. He pitched 2 innings yesterday, 2 scoreless innings.
He looked really good last night. A lot of fastballs in and righties, and then back foot sliders.
The first pitch to Cesar is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. There's Aaron Nola. Got some good pitching matchups for that series against the Nationals. Cesar hits one on 1 hop over to Russell Martin, and 1 away. And Rhys Hoskins, who is 1 for 2, is coming up. Outside, 1-0. One ball, one strike. Hoskins homered his first time up, 26 home runs now, 81 runs batted in. Balls and one strike. I think one of the things that's really good for the Phillies, good news for the Phillies, is if you look at Rhees's numbers during his professional career as he walks, and that walk, by the way, is the 72nd of the year for him. Second time he's walked today. But if you look at his numbers, his home run numbers, I mean, last year he had 18 in 50 games, 25 home runs on 120. Now, last year combined, he had 47 home runs between the major leagues and the minor leagues, 38 the year before. Now, is he going to have to go on a heck of a stretch to get to 38 this year? Yeah, he is. But that the numbers aren't faltering. You know, you expect there to be a little bit of a tail off from minor leagues to the major leagues. But I think if you look at it in perspective, it's not faltering. He's reaching some of those numbers you anticipated when he plays a full season. Just 25 years old. Be 26 next March. As Santana takes high, 1-1.
And I think those numbers are just going to go up. The more offense he gets around him, his teammates, the more pitches he's going to get to hit and drive out of the ballpark.
Yeah, the other part too is that as he adjusts more and more too. Ball's popped up into shallow right. Gurriel is out. Grichuk is in, and Grichuk comes stumbling in to make the catch. He did not see it right away. Two outs.
Gurriel just had so far to run, as did Grichuk, but makes the play.
What a no to Wilson Ramos, who is 2 for 3. Ramos overall, those are his numbers, 307. 14 home runs, 59 runs batted in. And he pulls that one through the hole on the left side. Hoskins goes up to second base. Ramos now 3 for 4.
Got some quick hands. He's got some quick hands.
People are wondering even about next year for Wilson and what it might take for the Phillies to keep him. I don't know if he shows that he's healthy for this last month of the season and he goes out onto the open market healthy, he's going to make a lot of money.
Yes, he is. That swing reminds me like a right-handed Robinson Cano. He's very loosey-goosey at the top, and then the hands just come firing through. The finish was kind of similar too.
Here's Williams. Williams 1 for 3. Doubled his first time up.
Mesa got nicked last night on 3 pitches.
Petrichka is warming up in the pen for the Blue Jays. To the left side, backhanded by Russell Martin. And the inning is over. Phillies leave a couple here in the 6th inning. Phillies have left 9 through the first 6 today. Hanging out to a 3-run lead as we move to the bottom of the 6th. To go to their bullpen today. Velasquez 3 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts, Ben.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He did throw a lot of pitches. 3 hits, as you said, just 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. He had a good breaking ball at times. The 4-seamer was excellent. The 2-seamer was all right. I know they like to have him throw that 4-seamer a bit more, but Philly's feeling that he's done for the day. In comes Luis Garcia.
Yeah, it's, you know, yesterday they were conservative as far as Nick Pivetta goes. I think we thought he'd be out after 6. They decided to let him pitch that 7th inning, or at least start it. Today, not as conservative as they go to the bullpen. So Garcia is the first one out, 2-1 with a 4.04 earned run average. And he'll face Pomar. And it's 1 ball and no strikes.
We've seen the offense come alive the last couple days. The bullpen needs to have a good game today. That goes without saying.
One ball and 1 strike. Out to shortstop, to his left, Kingery. And 1 quick out here in the 6th. Phillies baseball is brought to you by your local Ford store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. With 1 out, Randall Grichuk stands in. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk. Inside. Ball got a piece of Ramos.
Right in his mid.
You think it just aggravated the wrist a little bit?
Could have.
Out toward the middle and a base hit past Kingery. So run on first with 1 out. That brings Russell Martin up, who's 0 for 2.
You know, the problem with the injuries that Wilson Ramos has had is they're just nagging injuries. They're just going to be there the entire season. That's fact of life. Hamstrings, they just don't tend to go away easily. And the wrist, obviously, if he's catching on his left wrist like that, it's a pounding on every pitch.
Just below the knees on that fastball. One ball and 1 strike, 97 on the outer half.
That was a short one.
Sure was.
Getting his money's worth this inning.
Is that Wilson?
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to talk yourself into it.
That was a line drive, base hit to right field. Williams will cut it off, get the throw in. So that means there are 2 on with 1 out for Danny Jansen.
You got to be careful first pitch here. We see Jansen being very, very aggressive on first pitches. Doesn't mean you can't throw him a strike. Just make sure you locate either with that slider or with that good hard sinker. I personally would like to see a good sinker on the outside corner. See if we can get him to roll one other, smother one to the left side. Get a double play and get out of this inning.
At the knees, and it's 0-1 to Jansen, who is 0 for 2. Slide to center, popped out. Hector's warming up in the bullpen. The dirt gets away from Ramos. Grichuk's going to third, and he is out.
Oh boy.
What a calm throw by Wilson Ramos. 2-5 on the put out, 2 away. Grichuk thinks he's safe, so the Blue Jays are going to take a peek at it. There's DeMarlo Hale on the phone. Little swim move. I think he got him on the arm.
I think got him on the right arm before that.
Yeah. At least that's the way that angle looks. The umpire was right there. Watch it again. Did he get him on the right arm? Right there. Oh, they are going to review it.
Just have to be more aggressive with that tag.
If he didn't get him on the right arm, then he's safe.
Throw a foot out in there. No, kind of blocked that. You know he's going in head first.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Michael was sort of falling away.
The throw was right on the money. I will agree with you, Tom. There was 0 sense of panic there by Wilson Ramos. It was find the baseball, make your spin move, deliver it to third base. Fans think he's in there.
Well, again, if he didn't get his right arm, I think he is also. But it's hard to tell whether he got his right arm or not. Crew chief is Jerry Davis to the right. Brian Knight is the umpire to the left. Jerry right there. He'll make the call. He'll get the update from New York. It's always the crew chief who gets the honor. Look at Gabe. Gabe's trying to get a peek too. All right, here comes Jerry Davis with the call. He is out at third base. Yeah, again, Ben, I don't know. I'm just saying from what we said, I don't know if he got him on that right arm, and I'm not sure if we showed you angles that say that he definitively didn't get him on the arm. So a break for the Phils and a nice play by Ramos. So the call stands. That means it's not confirmed. That means they don't have evidence to overturn it. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Jansen. Fly ball right center field. Playable for Nick Williams. He'll wait and put it away. Yeah, the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits. They are not happy here in Toronto. 1 man left for the Blue Jays. We'll head to the 7th. 5-2 Phils. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. The Phillies jumped out to a 5-0 lead after the top of the 3rd. Hoskins and Santana went back-to-back in the 1st. Franco added a 2-run home run in the 3rd. Velasquez lasted 5. Now the bullpen has taken over and pitched the 6th. Kendrys Morales has provided the offense for the Jays. His 7th consecutive game with a home run. So now we go to the top of the 7th inning. And Jake Petrichka is going to take over for Toronto. They've gotten 4 scoreless innings out of their bullpen so far.
And just giving up the 1 hit.
As Drupal Cabrera leads it off and takes a strike. It's 0-1. And he shows bunt, and it goes off the glove of Jansen. Back to the screen. One and two. He stays alive and taps it foul. Phillies trying to get their 12th win in interleague play. National League has had a much better year this year against the American League. And a line drive base hit it to center field. He went down and got that one. It smoked it back through the middle.
Another good piece of hitting. We saw him do this last night. I mentioned yesterday in optional batting practice, he was really using the left side of the dime in the middle of the field. Pretty much the majority of his outs have been him rolling over pitches to the right side. That's when he stays through and drives it up the middle. Really nice piece of hitting.
And now Maikel Franco. Franco takes a fastball and it's 0-1. This year, the National League has 134 wins to the American League's 122. Back in '99, the National League had 135 wins. That was the first time they had a better record than the American League. Then they had 137 wins in 2003. But beyond that, it's been a dominant run by the American League over the National League. On the outside corner. Two and two. He runs a fastball away. Little tapper. That it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. First interleague game took place in '97 when the Rangers and the Giants got together. If you go back and look on some websites like Baseball Almanac and others, there was talk back in the 30s of actually doing interleague play. Bill Veeck, who did a lot of things to try to improve the game. He was one of the first to offer it. As that ball slowly hit toward the right side, and it turns into a double play, 4-6-3. Maikel just doesn't run all that well, so once the play was made at second, there was a pretty good idea that it was going to turn into a double play.
I think Maikel may have hurt his right thumb on this one. He gets jammed so badly. That's why a lot of guys wear that direct protect, that rubber piece of protection over their thumb.
Odubel fouls it off to the third base side, and it's 0-1. Odubel today is 0 for 2. He walked in the third inning. Two.
Here's Maikel swing coming out of the box. You see him holding his right hand. I've been there. It is not a very comfortable feeling. You just end up getting like a bone bruise back in between your thumb and your pointer finger. The bat just gets jammed so far down in that section of your hand.
Odubel pokes it right through the hole on the left side for his first hit of the day. He's now hit in 4 consecutive games.
And when he's going good, he uses the whole field.
Well, speaking of going good, time now for the Rat and Truck Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. Ben, the question is, who was the last Blue Jays player to have 2 extra base hits in a single inning?
I'm going to go with Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
That's a good guess because he had the multi-hit streak. Is that
Yes,
why?
that's why.
It's incorrect.
John
All
Olerud.
No, that's a good guess too. That's incorrect. It happened against the Phillies back in 2014. That might make it a little easier for you.
2014. Batista?
Close. You're in the right vicinity of player. He's got some
Donaldson?
pop. No.
Got some pop.
Yeah, still playing. Not for the Blue Jays though. One ball, no strikes to Kingery. I'm going to give it to you.
Okay, please.
Edwin Encarnacion. Come on, Ben. Log back on to Phillies.com to find out if you're the winner of a Phillies prize pack. How do you not know that?
I guess that's more common knowledge than I would have thought. Getaway day. It's always more difficult on getaway day.
Oh,
Tom.
is it? That's a strike. 1-1. Glenn must be out shopping for school supplies. Kingery today is walked and he is grounded out, or excuse me, he's popped out to shortstop and to first base. And he grounds one off the turf to second, and Gurriel will throw him out. No runs, 2 hits, 1 man left. It is time to stretch here in Toronto. Phillies up 5-2. Off the 27th of August when the Nationals are in town. You get a $15 ticket plus a $12 voucher to get anything at Ashburn Alley like Chickies and Pete's Crab Fries, Bull's Barbecue, Tony Luke's, maybe a Hatfield hot dog and a Coke. Limited quantity of tickets are available for a select number of home games left this year. Go to Phillies.com/studentsteal for more info. Hector Neris 1-3 with a 5.80 ERA as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Teoscar Hernandez 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, swings at the first pitch, and it's 0-1. So the other day when we were wondering about the 90-mile-an-hour pitch that Hector was throwing in the 89, Rick Kranitz confirmed it. They were 2 sliders. And Kranitz said that every once in a while he's going to throw it. because I said to him, I said, those are hard changeups. He said, well, they were sliders. That's a changeup. 86, 1-2.
Hernandez lucky that ball's out of the zone. He was looking for a splitter, 100%. There's no way he could have swung at that fastball.
There's the splitter. And a swing and a miss. He has struck out 3 times today. And Hector has a strikeout to start the bottom of the 7th inning. And that'll bring a Ledmans-Diaz to the plate. Murph, what do you got on Diego and Hector catching a bullpen?
It's just kind of a funny story. Before game 1 here in Toronto, Diego Itegi, who is our translator and also our part of our PR staff, but also puts on the uniform and helps the coaches out from time to time, was trying to catch Hector Neris' bullpen. And we know how good Hector has been since he's been back from the minor leagues in his second stint. He has been really terrific, and part of the reason, of course, a big part of the reason is that splitter. Well, Diego was telling me that, he started by catching a couple of fastballs, and he said, I could do that. They're coming in, and I'm catching them. That's okay. And then all of a sudden, Hector started throwing the splitter. He said it got to the point where he was just trying to bat it away, slap it away. He couldn't catch it at all, and he was just trying to slap it so it didn't hit him in the face. I said that was a very effective bullpen for Hector Neris.
He was a soccer player in college, so.
That was funny, though, Murphy. He said, I was literally at the point just trying to get my glove on it and knock it down.
Like a fly swatter.
And pick it up and throw it back.
He said that thing moves like crazy.
Well, let's see if it can move right here. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Diaz.
He said Hector was really getting all over him about it. I said, not to Diego, the nicest guy in the world. He is one of our favorites.
Foul tip, another split, and there are 2 outs. Diego's is in your top 5, right?
He's up there.
Yeah, top 5.
Top 5.
Yep.
Guy's aces.
2 outs. Billy McKinney, who is 1 for 2, will stand in.
It's hard not to like a guy that always has a smile on his face.
There's some truth to that. There's a liner out toward left field. Hoskins going back. It's over his head and off the top of the fence. And McKinney will pull into second base with his 2nd double of the night. I should have the day.
And he really drives the ball to left field well. Fortunately, that ball stays in the yard. Such a strong swing. Head down on it. And that was inches from going out.
Gurriel takes a strike. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss. Neris with 3 strikeouts here of the 7th inning. He continues his resurgence. Gurriel is saying that he fouled that ball. John Gibbons is coming out and saying, can you ask for some help on that?
Jerry Davis is going to walk down.
First base umpire is going to come down. Maybe Jerry saw something. He didn't tell the Phillies to hold, so. And Jerry just said, John, I don't have it. So the inning is over. We'll see what happens when we come back for the top of the 8th. Brought to you by your Delaware Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit jeffersonhealth.org. Top of the 8th inning. Blue Jays go back to their bullpen, a bullpen that's been very good today. They'll go to Tyler Clippard as we begin the 8th. Cesar Hernandez leads it off and takes a fastball. Petrichka goes an inning, allows 2 hits and no runs. 5 innings of scoreless baseball for the Blue Jays pen today. Phillies bullpen so far is 2 innings scoreless. Popped up outside of third. Russell Martin on the run, and what an effort. He could not get there, knocked the padding off. It's like replacing your divot, Ben.
That's right. He was close to it. Valiant effort.
That looked like a pretty good pitch that was just boxed by Jansen.
I think that's why Jansen started to run after it. Yeah, that's
outside 3-2. And ball 4. Cesar draws a walk. 7th walk today for the Phils. Rhys Hoskins coming up. Let's check in with Greg Murphy. Murph.
All right, time for the Major League Notebook, brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College. The most surprising team in baseball has been hit with a little bit of adversity. The A's announcing today that left-hander Sean Manaea is headed to the DL with shoulder impingement. The 26-year-old has been really good this season, an ERA under 3.6. He also had the no-hitter earlier this year. The A's, of course, 1.5 games back behind the Astros. The news is a little bit better for Chris Bryant and the Cubs. He is also dealing with a shoulder issue. He hasn't played since late July, but he is headed down to AAA to start a rehab assignment. They don't expect he'll be down there too long. They're hoping maybe a couple of games during that rehab stint, get his timing back, and he'll be back up with the big club. So the Cubs hoping to welcome Chris Bryant back pretty soon. That is the Major League Notebook.
All right, Murph, thank you. As Hoskins takes high. You got a little sun today there, big guy.
It's a little warm right now.
Yeah. How red his face is.
It's like a tomato.
It's just because I'm sitting in the sun. It'll go away.
Fastball swung out and missed, 1-1. Oh, man.
Incoming.
Wake up, Upper Deck.
Do you think they were expecting a foul ball today?
I don't think so. Even now, they don't think they expected it.
That's called getting the barrel out.
Oh, did it hit that young girl? Oh, man.
Oh.
I thought it hit the seat. Okay, it didn't hit her apparently. I think it just scared her.
Turn around and give her the ball. Come on.
1-2 to Hoskins. Inside, 2-2.
Change up there. Just got away from Clippard.
Balls and 2 strikes. And a line drive base hit into left field for Hoskins. Going to third is Hernandez. The throw is cut off. It'll be first and third with nobody out. Gotta like that aggressive base running by Cesar.
Outstanding. It looked like the throw was on line from McKinney. It was just going to be too late. Gabe goes ahead and puts Cesar in motion here because Clippard very slow to home plate. He picks up where the ball is, doesn't make stride, and gets to third base. That was a good at bat by Reese. Really good at bat.
Well, Carlos is 1 for 4. He homered his first time up. Fly ball left field. McKinney's under it. Tagging at third is Hernandez. The throw goes to second. Reese will turn back. It's a sac fly, and the Phils added insurance run. It's now 6-2.
Big run. Carlos can thank Cecita for getting to third base. That good aggressive base running. Got himself an RBI.
Look at a miss by Wilson Ramos.
That's what Kevin Francis was talking about before the game with Clippard. He's a plus handicap in golf.
Oh, really?
A plus.
Wow.
Meaning he expects to shoot under par every time. It's incredible.
Must be nice.
Seriously.
In the dirt.
There have been some really short pitches thrown today. Estrada did that quite a few times in the 2 innings that he pitched. Jansen's done a nice job back there.
1 strike to Ramos with Hoskins at first. And now 2-1. Runner goes, pitch is fouled back. Clippard with 3 full counts. Runner goes again, pitch is tapped foul. And it remains 3-2. Reese will go back. In the air to right center field. On the run is Pilar. Back to the wall. It is gone. An opposite field home run for Wilson Ramos. And the Phillies add on a couple more. They now lead it 8-2 here at the top of the 8th inning.
Single, double, single. Por la calle. Wow, that's some power. The opposite field. The Buffalo.
That's his 15th home run of the year. It's his 3rd RBI of the day. Boy, that was a shot. Here comes John Gibbons out to the mound. And that'll be it for Tyler Clippard. So the Blue Jays go back to the bullpen. Take a look at that pitch.
Pitch number 7 this at bat. Fastball up and away. His opposite field power is just something to behold.
It really is.
What an easy swing. Off the facade above the right center field fence.
So a pitching change. The Phils lead at 8-2. We'll be back right after this. Chicago Cubs, it's a 135 first pitch, and the backpack cooler, courtesy of Fonte's Plumbing, Heating and Air, is given out to children 14 and under. Go to Phillies.com to order your tickets. Now the Phillies lead it 8-2, and Joe Biagini is going to take over with one out here in the eighth. In the dirt. One fouled back, and it's 2-2 to Williams.
Good swing. I guess Wilson Ramos, the 4 years he caught Tyler Clippard in Washington, kind of knew what he was going to throw him.
Well, I would think that you guys would have a better idea. I know it doesn't always help, but you would have a better idea of some of the guys that you caught for so long.
That's the other thing. Everything was away, 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 away. Very comfortable at bat.
Down and away, and it's 3-2. There's a line drive base hit for Williams, his second hit of the day. And he is aboard here in the eighth inning. And as Drupal Cabrera is coming up, Phillies now with 13 hits.
He's had just one hit innings 4 through 7. They're making up for it here in the eighth.
Cabrera takes the changeup down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Tommy Hunter continues to warm in the bullpen for the Phils. There's the bigger fella. One ball, 1 strike to Cabrera. Popped him up. That's going to be a tough play, although it's hanging up there for Martin, who does get there. He makes the catch. 2 outs. And Michael Franco is coming up. Franco is 1 for 3 today with a 2-run home run. Franco takes at the knees. Little tapper up the third base line. It's going to go foul 0-2. Franco will pick up his bat, which is standing straight up and down off the plate. And a little tapper foul. In the dirt. Off the glove of Jensen. That allows Williams to get up into scoring position. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Franco. Down in South Florida, the Braves have opened up a 4-0 lead over the Marlins. That game's in the bottom of the 8th inning now. Still got those matchups against the Braves coming up. Wild pitch with a runner at second, and now the count 2-2 to Franco. And a bit outside, 3-2. Jansen wanted that one. Last 7 hitters, there have been 5 full counts. Somebody's got to speed this big dude up. Swing and a miss. That'll wrap up the 8th inning. Phillies do score 3 runs, though. A sac fly by Santana And an opposite field 2-run home run by Wilson Ramos. They leave one. That was Nick Williams at second base. There's the home run. Boy, he popped it the other way. Ben said, really big time strength to the alley in right center field. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Defensive play of the game.
Well, we've seen him do it with the bat. This time he does it with his defense. Blocks the ball and fires a strike on a Michael Franco to get Grichuk at third base. First and second, just one out at the time, but that eliminated that threat. That was your Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
So now as we begin the bottom of the 8th inning, it'll be Tommy Hunter that is on to face Kendrys Morales. Morales is 1 for 3. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Morales is struck out looking. He homered in the 3rd and grounded out. And that one runs inside 3-2. Phillies trying to win here. If the score holds up in South Florida, they would be 3 games out going into play tomorrow. There's that chart we were talking about as Morales walks. And now Kevin Pillar. Well, there it is again. So we were talking about earlier where Morales sits. Dale Long established the record in '56. Mattingly matched it in '87. Griffey Jr. did so in '93. Pillar hits it over to 3rd. That could be 2. There's 1 and 2. Five, 4, 3, and 2 outs here in the 8th inning.
That's how you eliminate that leadoff walk.
And Grichuk now is due up. Grichuk has a base hit today. He made his 3rd base running mistake, and it's a mistake only because he was out, but his 3rd base running mistake of the series earlier today. when he's thrown out on what he thought was a wild pitch by Wilson Ramos. No balls and 1 strike. Outside. Popped him up. Ramos looks over toward the Phillies dugout, and I don't think he thought he had a play on it. I don't think he was sure where the camera was going. And it's 1-2.
He didn't really bust it over there to the dugout.
No, I don't know what he saw. Camera operator was out of the way. I think he just thought it was going to be back in the seats.
Yeah.
Ball and 2 strikes. They had a bit high, 2-2. This ball's hit pretty well. Tommy Hunter knew it. A solo home run by Grichuk, and it's now 8-3. That's his 18th home run of the year.
That's a shame.
Yeah, he was rolling. And if the catch was made on the pop-up, he would be out of the inning.
Slider there. You're right, he knew it right away.
He's pitched a lot of games in this ballpark, so. Yeah, the first pitch to Russell Martin is down low.
It's just when a play isn't made, you just don't like to see it come back and haunt the pitcher.
Good pitch, 1-2. After the ball landed right into the bucket. Ground ball to shortstop, backheaded by Kingery, and in time. The inning is over. One run on the home run by Grichuk. We have played 8. We'll go to the 9th. Phillies up 8-3. The effort by Vince Velasquez today, a little outburst of the offense as well for another day. That's only on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post-Game Live. We will move to the top of the ninth inning. The Phillies will have Odubel Herrera, Scott Kingery, and then the top of the order against Joe Biagini. And a first pitch breaking ball. It's 0-1. Odubel is 1 for 3 today. He's hit in 4 consecutive games. The Phillies can get the last 3 outs in the ninth inning. The East is going to basically stay the same because the Nationals are killing the Mets 10-0. I think Gabe feels like it's just got to settle the ship and get on home, where the Phillies numbers are drastically better at home. Odubel lines one and Gurriel makes the catch. 1 out. Scott Kingery's coming up. So Anthony Dominguez loosens up in the bullpen.
I like this.
Just get him back out there.
Yes. Not really a pressure pack situation. He'll get back out there, get his feet underneath him again.
Kingery today is 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And he hits it foul to the right. And a base hit up the middle for Kingery. Let's not give it away any at bats. Scott's 3rd hit on this road trip. It's also his 6th hit against the Blue Jays in the season series. And now Cesar is coming up. And Cesar hits it sharply, but that's going to be 2. Diaz was played perfectly. It's a 6-3 double play. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. Time for the bottom of the 9th inning. Phillies lead it by 5.
Rogers Center, and after this game is all said and done, it's back to the States and back to Philadelphia for the Phils. 3-game set with the Washington Nationals beginning tomorrow. Here's your pitching matchup. Steven Strasburg and Zach Eflin will take the ball on Monday night, game time at 7. Also at 7 on Tuesday night, we've talked about it, Max Scherzer and Aaron Nola. What a matchup that will be. And then on Wednesday, it'll be the lefty Gio Gonzalez versus Jake Arrieta. All games at 7 o'clock at Citizens Bank Park. Guys, this one's not over yet.
Yes, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Murph, is on to try to get the last 3 outs. By the way, there are seats still available, obviously, for that series. And don't forget, if you want to capitalize on the theme night opportunities the Phillies have, go to their theme night page. There's a theme night for all 3. Here's Dominguez, and Jansen swings at the first pitch, pops it up, first base side, foul territory, and that'll be back in the seats. I think she's okay, Ben.
Wasn't a whole lot of effort involved in that, was there?
No. Everybody has their own style. Sir Anthony yesterday, 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs. And Gabe trying to get him back on track here. Down and away, 2-1.
See Jansen wearing that elbow guard after Dominguez plunked him last night on that left elbow.
'98, good spot.
How about the cut on that fastball?
Yeah. Got him. Runs the fastball up, and 1 out here in the 9th inning.
That's just free and easy, loosey-goosey. Talk about finish on your pitches.
Swing and a miss by Hernandez, who has struck out 3 times today. He has struck out 138 times. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to him. 1-2. He's on the verge of a little golden sombrero here. And a foul ball.
Tried to elevate, either go back up there and get it up there or go with the slider.
Got him.
Slider.
And with the slider, back-to-back strikeouts for Sir Anthony. You want to talk about free and easy. This is exactly what this was.
And there's a better pace out there. It doesn't look like there's nearly as much effort, but yet the ball's still exploding out of his hand.
Well, here's Diaz. And he takes low. Diaz is 1 for 3 today. That drops in 1-1.
Get it and chuck it.
1-2.
This is good stuff here, T-Mac.
Sure is. But the pace is really good too. Now I know he doesn't have base runners, which slows anybody up.
Get it up there.
The 1-2 pitch. That ran a little bit. 2-2. Popped him up. Shallow left field. Kingery sprints out. He says he has it. Broncos there as well. Kingery puts it away, and the ball game is over. Sir Anthony Dominguez with a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and the Phils wrap up this road trip with an 8-3 victory over the Blue Jays. Well, if anything, the Phillies will remain 3 games back in the National League East, heading home to take on the Washington Nationals. Their numbers much better at home than on the road. And it's going to be nice to get a little home cooking for the ball club after this long road trip. Our Chevrolet player of the game, Wilson Ramos, 4 for 5. A double, a home run, 3 RBIs. How do you get him to play every day? I guess that's the task at hand, because he certainly had an impact here this afternoon. Our WB Mason deliveries of the game. Let's take a look at them.
Well, there are quite a few today here off Marco Estrada. Here's Wilson Ramos with a single.